Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to The Mixer, the segment on this channel where I give you guys all sorts of detailed analyses from all walks of life. I'll talk about people, places, animals, food, sports, traveling, the whole 9 yards, hence why it's called The Mixer, because I like to mix things up in this huge freaking playlist with over 200 videos at this point. That is a lot of mixery, man. One of my very first YouTube segments ever when I started this channel out, you know? And yeah, it's been a while since I've done The Mixer, you know? It's been a few weeks. I've just been doing What's the Damage and other kinds of content, you know? And today is going to be a concept vlog, which in case you're not familiar is a term that I coined on this channel for a vlog where I just come here and talk to you guys, you know, with very minimal editing, just the intro, the outro at the end, and the background music in between with me here, you know. Going back to the old days of, you know, OG YouTube where people literally just did vlogs because the editing software was very minimal, you know, if existent at all. But anyway, today I'm going to be talking about something that I actually really enjoy and that I did actually address recently on Twitter, or rather X. You know, it's so stupid. I still call it Twitter. I don't care what anybody else says. I was talking about the concept of downsizing, how I am, for lack of a better term, very healthily obsessed with it, but in a light way. It's not like I have an OCD kind of esque sickness or schizophrenia with it, you know. I just really love downsizing, you know. It's actually a very essential part of my life because I live by myself, you know, so I have to always hold down the fort, do the chores and cook and stuff and keep my house in check, and everything that comes with, you know, taking care of a house, a place of living is what I have to do completely by myself. And because my house isn't like very big, you know, it's very spacious and comfortable for just one person, but it's also not the biggest you know, the biggest abode, let's say. So downsizing is very vital to my existence here, because it's basically when you get rid of things that you don't want or need anymore in order to make space, you know, whether it's physical or any other form, you know. What else could it be besides physical? Well, where was I going with that analogy? Basically, when you are avoiding, you know, having a lot of physical items around your house to declutter the place, you know. So the opposite of a downsizer is a hoarder, you know, a compulsive hoarder who just keeps accumulating things that they never get rid of. One of my biggest fears is to become a hoarder in any context, you know, whether it's actual items around my house or data on my phone or computer or Xbox, you know. I'm very scared of hoarding things. I like to have as much space as possible for me to work and enjoy myself. So that's why I'm always getting rid of old things. And you know, I've been holding this formula. I've been using this formula for a few years now. It all started back when I watched Tidying Up with Marie Kondo on Netflix. That was back in 2018 or 19, you know, when I was living at my other house, and I had a lot of stuff just all over the place, you know, taking up unnecessary space. So I started to get rid of that, and slowly it became a lifestyle change, you know. After I moved to this house here, and even more so after the COVID pandemic, you know, I started to realize how important it is to keep a tidy space where you can move around and think and do other things, you know. So, you know, it really inspired me to, you know, think the opposite way of a hoarder, you know. Sometimes I donate clothes, I give them away, or other stuff too. I sell things that I don't need anymore, you know. Old bills that are accumulating in my drawers, I tear them up and throw them away, because here in Brazil we have the habit of holding on to bills for a few months, but then we get rid of them, you know, just to have a little bit of evidential proof of sorts that we paid them. But then again, everything is digital now, so it's not really necessary. So it feels so satisfying to me getting rid of something, you know, especially en masse, that I really that I felt really wasn't important to me anymore. And that is going to that is going to segue perfectly into the main bulk of this video, which is my very trusty old PC. Literally one of the most important items in my household is my computer, because it should go without saying that I need it for my YouTube channel, you know, and other forms of entertainment as well, you know, research, you know, studying up on things. So like my computer, even though I would say I spend the most amount of my time on my TV, you know, and also the Xbox occasionally, but like I think that my computer is the thing that most keeps me sane throughout my days, you know. And I take my downsizing formula, my methodology, to the extreme when it comes to that PC, because I have always tried to, you know, delete a lot of items that I don't need, whether they're, you know, files and archives, photos, videos, and other miscellaneous documents, you know, trying to always keep the drivers updated, because my computer is old, man. I I still run Windows 7 Ultimate on that thing, you know. It has a 32-bit processing system and like 2 gigabytes of ROM, so it really is very, very weak sauce, you know. It's not a gaming PC, like it's very, very rudimentary compared to the computers that we have today, but I still really enjoy it because it gets the job done. But lately I had been noticing that it was very, very slow, it was laggy, and certain things weren't working very well, so I started to do a lot of other things, you know. Like I would always downsize, you know, with photos and videos, delete old stuff that I don't need anymore, or things that I wanted to have but didn't want them taking up physical space in the PC. I put them on OneDrive, so you know. But that starts to get filled up too after a while, and then I was like, okay, what is happening? Because my PC has a total space of 465 gigabytes on the hard drive, and yet no matter what I did, you know, I always had only like anywhere from 120 to 130 gigs left of free space, you know. Didn't make any sense. I used to take photos that were very, very big, you know, because I am a photographer, or was, so I had a lot of photos from different shoots there, so, you know, and their dimensions were pretty big, you know. They were freaking, 6,000 and no, they were like, yeah, they were 6,016 pixels by 4,000 pixels, you know, so I went on Photoshop and downsized them. Literally, I made them all be 3,008 pixels by 2,000, you know, so they started to get smaller and smaller, which did help. It did reduce a lot of space, you know, but I couldn't really understand what was going on with that thing. Like, no matter what I did, I would delete hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of files every week, and yet it would still not put a dent in that big blue bar that was taking up so much space. So I went to talk to a friend of mine who happens to be a techie, you know, and he gave me a suggestion that I had never thought of throughout all the years that I've had this PC, which is actually very simple in hindsight, which was to clear my cache. Now, hey, mind you, I'm quite of a tech-savvy guy myself, you know. I love technology, you know, but sometimes I do have some brain farts, you know. I forget certain crucial information to the plot, you know. It's a little complex sometimes. I know what clearing a cache is. I do it all the time on my phone and my tablet, you know. Sometimes on my Xbox when I get rid of certain things, you know, game cache files. But like, it's really, I don't know why exactly. I never thought to do it on my computer. It doesn't make any sense because I do have the habit of clearing my browser history, which everybody should, you know. And like, even though I live by myself, and I don't have anything to hide, but still, I have the habit of clearing the cache, clearing the history just for the sake of making Google Chrome run faster and stuff, you know. Like, for some reason, I never thought to clear the cache on the computer, you know, and I didn't even know how to do it on my PC until my friend gave me the input code. When I did it, God, man, I was just terrified because I found over, and I kid you not, 30,000 files on that computer's cache, man. And there actually might have been even more than that, because 30,000 files, and like some of them were folders, each of which had hundreds or even thousands or tens of thousands of other files, you know, because I saw that some of them were from 2018 when I first got that damn computer, bro. Like, I had that computer and I have been running it very frequently, let's say, you know, for 5 years, and the cache was just building up and building up and building up and building up, possibly opening the door for a few viruses and other malware as well, you know, even though I had a good antivirus that was running all the time. And it really scared me because all of the years of things accumulating, building up there, and I never really thought about it. I never thought like, wow, maybe it's something in the cache, maybe it's something in the storage, you know, that's affected. I deleted so much other stuff, so many uninstalled programs, you know, and other things that weren't useful, all for nothing, you know. Of course, it's also reducing space, but the point is that when I went to clear the cache, I sent it out to the recycle bin. This is a process that took several minutes, by the way. The whole thing was close to an hour because it was just, the computer was already running slow and there were over 30,000 archives in the cache, you know, so it was a very long and painstaking process to wait for all of those files to go to the recycle bin, and emptying the recycle bin was also a hassle. It took even longer, you know, but when I finally did, I was stunned to see that nearly 300 gigabytes worth of space opened up instantly. That was really frightening. I was like, man, this was it. This was all I had to do. And I did it for the first time in 5 years. And since then, the computer, it took a while to adjust to it, you know. It's almost like when you eat a very big meal and then you go to the bathroom to, you know, push that out, right? You know, you're gonna feel kind of tired for a little bit, you know, and that's exactly what it was. You know, it's something that's very heavy. It's like when you're carrying, maybe the bathroom analogy, the dump wasn't a good example. It's like when you're carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders, literally, you know, walking from one place to the other. Then when you finally put it down after a long time, you know, you're gonna feel relieved, but your body is also gonna feel tired for a bit, you know, while you have to sit down and relax, drink some water, get your energy back, you know. That's what my computer did. At first, it was really slow. You know, I was working. This is actually why some of my uploads were late, by the way, because it took so long to import and also to edit because of all the lagging. Then exporting a video that would normally take 2 or 3 hours took an entire afternoon, like several hours, you know, like 7 to 8 hours, a short 15-minute video. So at first, the first 2 videos after clearing the cache were going very slowly, you know, and that's why it took me so long. That's one of the things that hampered my upload schedule here. But then after a few more days, the computer started to react, you know, and then it started to go really quickly, you know. Now it's fast. It's just as fast as when I first got it 5 years ago. Everything is faster now, you know, especially creating YouTube videos. So Photoshop opens faster, you know, the Movie Maker as well. It doesn't lag. The videos import really quickly, you know. I edit them smoothly. They export very quickly. Everything goes well. The computer seems to be breathing slow, less quickly now, let's say, you know, like the exhaust seems smoother, I don't know. And all I had to do was clear the damn cache, and now the thing is performing perfectly, you know, which to me was in recent years the most satisfying example of downsizing that I have experienced as a person, you know. In my personal opinion, downsizing in any context is so essential to our well-being, you know, our physical and emotional health as well. And I don't know, man, this was just such a prime example of that, right? Because my computer really is the main crust of what I do, you know, and it just, man, and I'm obviously gonna do this more frequently now, of course. No, I'm not gonna just do it once. Like, I think when it comes with YouTube, you know, you guys know that I have cycles, right? I actually talked about that in a recent video where I was explaining my YouTube burnout, you know, where I explained that my channel is run by cycles. So every 100 videos that I produce, I take a little break and then I stop and come back after a few months and do another 100, you know. Every cycle is 100 videos, which might change next year. I have kind of like a new strategy coming up, but we'll see how that works. But whenever I finish up a cycle of 100 videos, I could clear the cache, you know, to make everything go back to normal and clear out everything and make the computer run smoother, you know, which will, of course, the smoother it runs and the faster it operates, you know, the less time that it will stay on and the less energy that it will consume and the less how can I say, the less I will pay in my electric bill every month, you know. So everything is a symbiote. I actually save a lot of electricity on my vacation when I'm not doing YouTube because I literally don't even turn the computer on at all. There's no reason to. I leave it off, you know, for, you know, days or weeks, you know, because there's really no use for turning it on when I'm not producing content for YouTube. Making YouTube videos is probably like 90% of my use of my computer. That other maybe another 5% is for photography, editing photos and stuff, you know, and another 5% is just for actual other stuff that's private. So, but still, man, it's crazy. I think downsizing is something that really helps me to stay sane as well, you know. Throw away old stuff that you don't use anymore, you know, give it away, sell it, you know, whatever, or just toss it in the can. And this is just awesome. You know, and I'm a big fan of upgrading as well. You know, like if I were to ever get a better PC, I would obviously give this one away or sell it, you know. I have an Xbox One. If the day ever comes where I buy a Series S or X, I'm not going to keep this one. I'm going to sell it, you know. So, because I don't like accumulating things in spaces, you know. Whether it's digital, you know, data like in the computer or phone or tablet or Xbox, or physical like in my house, my cupboards, my wardrobe, you know, anything else that you guys see, my drawers. I just, that's how I am, you know. And it's a very healthy way of living. It's definitely keeping me in a good mood lately, you know. You guys might notice that I have been, I've mentioned in a few other videos that I was going through some emotional stress, some really bad stuff, but I'm feeling a lot better now, you know, and it just feels really good to be more enthusiastic to make videos. And I hope you guys are still going to be here even after I'm dead and gone. That sounded a little morbid, but anyway, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this topic. If you're also a fan of downsizing in the context that I explained it, you know, if you would like to avoid accumulating stuff, you know, here and there in whatever context, let me know. I really want to hear from you. And if you happen to like this video, please go ahead and give it a like and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, hit the notification bell too so you can know exactly what time I upload. And it's all good. this is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.